McCoy's through, he might go for it, still going, trying to barge his way through, goes to his back, what a goal!
Arriving Rian O'Neill from an almost impossible angle, and that's the rousing score Armagh were looking for.
Conor Turbin kicks this one in, that's absolutely superb.
So, hello everybody and welcome back to the Sideline Eye podcast. This is our second podcast of the year. We're in Cullyhanna at the start of the year, but this is our first county one, and we're looking ahead to the start of the National League. Armagh take on Louth on Saturday night in the Boxes Athletic Grounds to kick off their Division 2 campaign. I'm delighted to be joined by former Drummond and Louth goalkeeper Shane McCoy, so he's the perfect man to give us a good insight into both counties. Shane, how's the form, I suppose, to start? How did the Drummond man end up playing for Louth, or what way did this all work out?
Yeah, all good, Sean. Yeah, thanks for asking me on. So basically, started off my football career, obviously, in playing football with Roach in the Louth county. So, went well with that, played a lot of underage football with Louth, and then progressed up into the senior setup. Probably 2003, Paddy Carr was over the Louth seniors. I just after coming out of minors on under 18s, and Paddy asked me to go up with the senior squad, and was there with Paddy in 2003. Then 2004, Val Andrews and took over for 2 seasons, so got me championship debut in 2004. And played a lot 2004, 2005, and then transferred to Drummond in 2007. And kind of finished with the county in 2006 at that time, and then does another stint then 2013 and 14, back up playing county football. And played a lot of club football with Drummond in the meantime, and enjoyed my club football in Armagh as well, yeah.
And that was sort of when Aidan O'Rourke come over Louth in that 2014 period, Shane. That's when you got the call up back into the county?
Yeah. So Aidan got the job, and obviously played a bit of club football with Aidan and that at the time, and got on the board with Aidan and joined up with the squad, and played 2 seasons with Louth at that stage as well, and enjoyed the time up there as well, yeah. And
that, I was talking to you offer just in 2014, Armagh and Louth opened their league campaign playing each other. I think this was in Drogheda, that game. And you were at one end of the field doing nets, and Philly McAvoy, obviously the Drummond keeper, he was the Armagh keeper that day. So a unique experience, 2 clubmen coming up against each other at either end of the field.
Yeah, it's definitely something to cherish myself and Philly. It was great to get that to do something so unique. Came about, probably played a lot of the 2013 towards the end of the championship in the Leinster Championship and the All Ireland series, and kept the place then. So started the league in 2014. First game was in Armagh, so obviously it's kind of always looking to see when that fixture was going to happen, and happened to be the first game of the league, and happened to Philly was going well as well with Armagh at the time, and he was in nets that day, and I was in nets with Louth, and myself and Philly have great friendship, and all through the years he was awful good to me when I came to Drummond, and we always still good friends to this day, and it was great to have the opportunity to play against him, and something unique like that for 2 keepers from the one club playing with 2 different county teams in the same pitches. Yeah, it's different.
And that 2014 campaign is fairly significant. That was the first time that Geezer come back into Armagh after spending a few years with Kildare, and just reading a few reports. I think I was actually at the game, Shane, but I can't remember a whole pile about it. It was 10 years ago, but I think he should have won that day, and Stephen Falker got a late goal just to steal it. I think it was a draw in the end.
Yeah, ended up a draw in the end. Yeah, I think we were 5 up, and actually I think Kieran McKeever come on. I'm not sure it was half time or just after half time, and he actually swung it in Armagh's way. He was definitely tightening up their defence a lot and was driving forward at us, and they got the goal at the end just to get the draw out of it. And probably slightly disappointed because it's not too often you get yourself in a good position and should be beating an Armagh team that was really, really good at the time, and they're full of stars and got there, and we had a good day that day and just didn't get over the line. So yeah, slightly disappointing, but not bad to get a draw out of it either.
I suppose this fixture, they've met 3 times in them 10 years. That was a draw that time, and Armagh won the other 2, Shane. So I suppose tell us a bit about the rivalry. As I was saying to you offer, I'm from Mid Armagh here, so I wouldn't count Louth as rivals really. But I suppose in South Armagh there is a bit of a rivalry there, is there?
Yeah. No, it would kind of be healthy rivalry. It's kind of case probably back when Armagh was being successful in the 2002 period. You would have got a lot of Armagh jerseys running around Dundalk and Hackballs Cross area and stuff like that there, which is probably slightly frustrating as a Louth fan to see so many Louth ones wearing an Armagh jersey. But that's the times they're in it, and the success is bringing the supporters along with them. But it's a healthy rivalry, and it's always good around the area whenever the 2 teams do meet.
And this weekend obviously kickstarts both teams in Division 2. Louth, I think we came 3rd in Division 2 last year. They had a really good campaign after getting promoted the year before from Division 3. Armagh were obviously playing Division 1 football last year, but this might have been a wee bit more interesting last year when Mickey Hart was the manager. Obviously, we don't have to go into the long and short about that, Shane, but it's Ger Brannan now. You probably come across Ger Brannan when you're in your county career.
Yeah, would have played against him a couple of times. A couple of times against Dublin and that. Ger's got a good reputation to coming to Louth with him, and he's kind of he's been around the block in terms of his coaching career and stuff like that there. But yeah, I think it's inevitable. Louth need to get off to a good start. Last year they were bet by Clare and Derry in the first 2 games. They went on then to win the next 4 games and end up could have been promoted. Only for the last game against Dublin, they were bet by Dublin. So, Louth had a decent enough 2023 campaign last year, and just this year you're looking through some of the fixtures, and it's going to be slightly more difficult now. In saying that, only 3 home games, and one of them is against a Cork team that they bet at home last year, and then the other 2 games is against Cavan and Fermanagh, which has been promoted from Division 3. So, I definitely think Louth need to be looking at getting points at home big time this year.
What's the feeling about Louth at the minute, Shane? Because it sort of felt when Mickey Hart was there last year, the sky was the limit. They could achieve anything. They were so close to back-to-back promotions, a Leinster final, getting to play the likes of Kerry, Cork, Mayo in the championship. Everything was so good last year. It's maybe hard to replicate that, but they'll be looking to build on it.
Yeah, definitely. I think over last year and the last couple of years when Mickey was involved, the lads put in a big shift. It was different to see them playing against some of the teams like Kerry and that. But to be honest, the lads put in a serious effort. Done everything was asked from Mickey and that there. And I think with Ger coming in, Ger's got a good reputation as well. So you're just hoping that the lads give the same buy-in that they did give to Mickey over the last couple of years, which I'm sure they will.
And the main man for Louth, it's no secret, Sam Mulroy, obviously, has caught plenty of headlines. I think was it last year or the year before he was the top scorer in Ireland during the National League. So his talents is well known throughout the country. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, no, Sam's a big talent in County Louth, and I probably listened to this podcast last year and another podcast with Archie McCoy and that, and Sam came across very well, and he seems very driven in what he does and meticulous in his approach to what he wants to achieve. But yeah, Sam's a big asset, and even club football there, he's putting in big scores in club football, and then coming to county, his standards is really, really high. So he's a good leader there for that team, and there is other lads that's starting to mature. You've Ryan Burns and Conor Grimes and a couple of them lads in the half forward line as well. That's they've come to an age there now where they're not the young kids anymore, so you're kind of hoping that them lads are going to show the same leadership and row in behind Sam, and they have some quality on a lot of the lines across the pitch.
Conor Grimes, I think, was he injured did he do his cruciate last year and missed the championship?
No, he played a lot of football in wing forward.
Somebody else I'm thinking of then.
Yeah, Kieran Bourne.
Possibly,
Casey. Yeah. No, Casey. Casey done his cruciate there last year, and he's back. It's actually talking last Tuesday there, so he's back doing a bit, and hopefully the latter end of the league, potentially you might be back seeing a bit of football.
And obviously, from an Armagh point of view, Shane, talking about coming back from injury, Arsenal O'Neill's the big one for Armagh, and played a couple of McKenna Cup games against Tyrone and Derry, won man of the match against Tyrone, and I think he scored 3 points against Derry as well. So he's somebody that, from an Armagh point of view, Armagh fans are hoping he's here for the long haul, and he'll hopefully get a few years of without injuries to get showing his potential.
Yeah, definitely. Hushin has been really good footballer with Cross in the last couple of years. Probably played most of his best football, I think, in the club series. Like, kind of when he was back at the county, it was kind of times when he was injured. Looking on, obviously don't know Hushin personally or that, but yeah, seems to be getting a run out of there now, and hopefully for himself he stays injury free. And he did put in a couple of good performances there in the McKenna Cup, and yeah, he's adding to the fiery attack there already for Armagh. So
I think that's the main thing about Armagh, because we have nothing really to judge it on. It's hard to preview this game, Shane. But from an outside perspective, is that forward line the big thing? Looking in from a Louth point of view, that you're trying to stop the O'Neills, Rory Grugan, Soupy Campbell, Conor Turbot, Andrew Murnan. Like, Armagh have a lot of firepower.
Yeah, they have a lot of firepower, but like, to be honest with you, look at the intensity that they bring to the game. It's just phenomenal. Like, you know, so any team that goes up against Armagh is going to have the same kind of work rate and that. Obviously, looking at Louth in the last couple of years on the Mickey, they were setting up probably in a defensive zone. So not sure what approach Gerard's going to bring to it, whether he's going to deviate away from that or not. But definitely the intensity that Armagh brings to the game, and the work rate, and, you know, willingness to get off the shoulder and do the hard yards is, you know, it's really a trait that they're perfecting at the minute.
And how do you view Armagh, Shane? Because I suppose last year, really disappointing to get relegated from Division 1, having fought so hard for a couple of years to get up there. But come Championship, reached Ulster final for the first time since 2008, reached back-to-back quarterfinals for the first time since 2006. So how's the outside view of Armagh?
Yeah, well, listen, looking at them last year, like, there was the 2 wins and the draw as well last year. Drew against Mayo, I think it was. But listen, Armagh has been a kick of a ball either side of a result there last year, and potentially should have stayed in Division 1. So looking at Armagh, you're definitely saying they're a Division 1 team, and, you know, the qualities they have to come off the bench and see some players back there, like Charlie Ogue, who's potentially had been away and now he's back, and you see Grimley getting game time last week in the middle of the field and that. So, like, the quality they have to bring off the bench, you know, will match anybody in the county, like, or the country, sorry.
And a big thing is going to be a good start to the National League, because, as you said at the start of the show, Shane, like, Division 2 is so tough. There's so many good teams that'll be looking for promotion. As I mentioned, Armagh dropped down, they'll be looking to go back up. Louth were third last year, they'll be hoping to push on. Kildare, Cork, Donegal. You know, there's so many teams hoping to get into them top 2 spots. Yeah,
well, it's probably a case, I think, to be honest, you're looking at it, I think, from a Leinster point of view, I think Kildare need to start showing something this year. They didn't get off to the best starts last year in the league, and, you know, the coming fits and starts, like, they get some good results, then they don't follow it up with another result after that. So I think Kildare will be one to watch in that league. Obviously, Donegal under new management out there as well, and they seem to be going well in McKenna Cup. But, like, any of the teams, Meath seems to be going okay at the minute, and I'm not saying that because they bet Louth in the first Warren Cup game, because I actually think that Louth were poor enough that day. But like, Donegal, Meath, Armagh, Kildare, any of them their teams can be promoted this year. So it's going to be an interesting division, in fairness.
And I suppose just before we wrap up, Shane, you played Drummondhee. I'm sure you have a lot of friends in Drummondhee and Armagh, but there's no divided loyalty here. You're a Louth man, so you're hoping they do the business here on Saturday night.
Yeah, I know I would. I'd probably always class myself as a Louth man. Obviously, my father would have played a bit of football with Armagh and that as well. So there would have always been the Armagh blood in me before I went to Drummondhee in 2007. But yeah, no, definitely I'd be shouting on the red and white at the weekend.
Good stuff, Shane. Well, thanks very much for coming on. We also have Francie McMullen coming up as well. He's involved in the charity run RD to Armagh, where they're running from RD to Armagh on the Saturday of the game. They're hoping to make it in time for throw-in. So we'll hear what he has to say now about the charity run. Shane, brilliant to have you on. Thanks for giving us your thoughts, and we look forward to the game on Saturday.
No problem at all, John. Cheers.
So I'm delighted to be joined by Francie McMullen, and he is part of the RD to Armagh charity run that's taking place on Saturday. Basically, it does exactly what it says on the tin here. The Francie and a few others are running the 75.9k from RD to Armagh, and they'll be in time for the big game. Francie, I had Shane McCoy on earlier talking about the game. A man that played for Drummondtee and Louth. You're an Armagh man working in Louth, so this podcast all fits in very well this week. But you're a Cullyhanna man first and foremost, Francie, so I suppose we'll start there. New All-Ireland champions, have you got used to hearing that yet?
I don't think anybody get used to that, particularly for the next couple of weeks anyway. I must state too that I'm also a Katie man first and foremost. The good wife has taken me up this far, so yeah, look, it's my kids' club now, it's my wife's club, and it's fantastic for the whole community. The management teams that have went before them, I suppose, and those that are maybe to come after them, at least have something now that they can cling to in terms of creating the next generation of Pats players, both boys and girls, I suppose. So yeah, it's fantastic. I don't think you could bottle it enough and sell it, just the way the celebrations have went over the past 4 or 5 days. So yeah, it's fantastic, and fair play to the current crop of players. A couple of different years have accumulated into what has been quite a successful year in 2023.
I suppose what the cameras see is what happened on Sunday and in Croke Park and the celebrations and all, but obviously it doesn't end there. It goes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and further into the week, Francie. So I suppose that's when you succeed something like that, the players have to enjoy it.
Absolutely, it doesn't come around enough, and might never happen again, I suppose. So the whole village was up at the club rooms on Sunday and Monday, I suppose, and some few stragglers in a few days after. But I think the boys are away now for a day or two to Dublin, so fair play to them again, and fully deserve their time, given the fact that they've been on the road for over a year, 14 months, whatever it is. So fair play to them, and I don't think anybody would not give them their dues in terms of going out to celebrate at this point. So yeah, again, big achievement for them, and I suppose pre-season's already kind of begun for 2024 as well. So fair play to them. Yeah, let them enjoy it while they get the opportunity, I suppose.
It'll be good to see a few of them back in the Armagh jersey, but I'm sure it'll not be Saturday night. It could be a few weeks away before they're back into the county setup. I would imagine. But
yeah, I think they're about a week away. I think they're getting a week off and then back in. But the same boys, it wouldn't surprise you. A good committed bunch. The three fellas, Ross, Aidan, and Jason, of course. So fair play to them. Yeah, look, they'll enjoy it as well for the week, and then they get back with their eye on the ball for Armagh and Kieran's teams.
But Francie, they're running from RD to Armagh. As I said, 75.9k. It's not everybody would be up for doing something like that. But I suppose tell us a bit about it, Francie. What is this? Who are you doing it with? Who's it for? What charity is it for? And how did you come to this sort of conclusion?
Yeah, I suppose it came about. I was training for the Dublin Marathon for October past there, and when Louth maintained their Division 2 status and Armagh were relegated, I was out in one of my long runs in the lead up to the Dublin Marathon, and it just popped into my head that I'd do a charity run from RD to Armagh. Hadn't considered how long it was or how far it was or how long it might potentially take, but I told enough people at that point that the Dublin Marathon was more or less a warm-up for the next one. So I suppose when the accountability side of it kicked in, whenever the Dublin Marathon was finished, I gave myself 3 weeks off to start training towards what is now, I think it was originally just around 70 kilometres, it's now 70, just short of 76. So poor Kevin Toner from Cullyhanna, he was skipping past me in the Dublin Marathon, and I spotted him in his Cullyhanna jersey, and I gave him a wee shout, and he came back to me, and we jogged for about a kilometre or so, and I told him what I was doing, and he said, you do it with me. So I'm sure at the time it sounded like a great idea. I don't know if he's too happy about it now, but look, nonetheless, I don't think either of us have ran this distance before or even close to it. So it's a massive challenge, but one that we're looking forward to. And again, as you've mentioned, it's from Ardee to Armagh. We hope to stop at all the GA clubs in between. So from St Ardee, St Mary's, into Glide Rangers in Talladstown, into County Monaghan, then into Inniskeen Grattan's, back across into County Louth to Naomh Malachy. I think there's Louth Village in there as well, the Mactus, into Crossmaglen, Silverbridge, Cullyhanna, Newtown, Graymore, Katy, and then finally back to the athletic grounds in Armagh. I know you said on time for the big game. We hope to make it just in time. We give ourselves 11 hours, but we hope to be in around 4:15, 4:30, if everything goes to plan. So at the minute, we've kind of made a contact with every club along the way, and they're going to have runners coming with us. So we're hoping that will kind of help motivate us to keep going, fresh voices every 5-6K, I suppose. So that Kevin doesn't have to listen to me and I don't have to listen to Kevin. I suppose it's probably the other side of it, long old journey as it is. But hopefully we can raise enough money for 2 worthy charities in the Children's Cancer Unit charity out of the Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast. And the other one is Childhood Cancer Ireland, which is based right across the south, basically. So look, everybody has been affected by cancer in some shape or form, whether you know someone or a family member, or cousin or aunt or uncle. And with my own experience of going under treatment 10 years ago in Craigavon, I always said I would give something back. Once I got back playing, first of all, so I did get back playing football with Cullyhanna for a bit, and I got back playing a wee bit of hurling with Katie Lavderg as well. So once that all came to its natural conclusion, or I was no longer wanted, I started to take up a wee bit of running. So that's how we've come across to where we are. The reason for doing 2 charities, I suppose, is that during that initial period of my own illness, Louth were quite good to me. People in Louth were quite good to me. And I just thought it made sense to accumulate the run with splitting the charity north and south. So it makes a lot of sense. Hopefully the services that these 2 charities provide get something out of it, no matter how little or how big it is. We don't particularly have a target on it. We just hope to raise as much as we can and split it down the middle. So that's the plan. And poor Kevin still is coming with me. So for the time being, we'll see how we get on.
For something like this, Francie, obviously, you said you got into running, you run the Dublin Marathon and all, but what's the training schedule like for this? Because as in the offer, I don't think it's something you could just get up out of bed on Saturday morning and attempt this. Like, there's a lot of work going to have to go in to get you ready for this. Yeah.
Training can be quite lonely at times. Particularly, I use the Runner app, which kind of schedules out your runs. And again, I'm a wee bit more the type of person that needs the accountability. So when it tells me I have to run, I just get up and run within that day or whatever it is. So running 3 times a week up until in and around Christmas, I suppose. I was meant to be up around 50-60 kilometers. I wasn't there, but I wasn't far off. But it's probably the time element of it, getting up and running 5-6 hours during Christmas when you have the family and all around you probably is not ideal. But I kept to the actual schedule as best I could. So after the Dublin Marathon, which I'd been training for 16 weeks, I took 3 weeks off and then just started on week 4 or week 5 of this new running plan. So again, it's easy to follow. As I said, makes me quite accountable, but at the same time, a lot of hours spent by yourself. I don't listen to music or anything when I'm running as well, so that's probably my downfall and why I came to the idea of running from Ardee to Armagh. So I wasn't as easily distracted as someone listening to music might have been. So yeah, look, at a lot of training. This is week 15 now, so I've 11k done on Tuesday, I've 15k done today, and I've 12k to do tomorrow, and then I've one more practice run before we head out of Ardee next Saturday at 7 o'clock.
And obviously we're speaking a week before the game here, Francie, so we can't tell the future. We don't know what the weather's like, but it's been fairly frosty here this week and cold and freezing, so hopefully it's a wee bit better when you're out on the road.
Yeah, well, the initial forecast I think is given it to be warmer but potentially wetter. So I'll take that over what's currently there. But I think as long as it's not snowing, and it's treacherous in terms of us going and people coming with us in between the 11 legs of the run. I think we'll have to go ahead regardless. So again, I've run in all conditions now at this stage between the good months heading up to the Dublin Marathon. The Dublin Marathon itself is probably the wettest I've ever ran in. It was like running in a river the whole 4 hours. So yeah, look, the weather's something that I can't control, but as long as it's not too bad, we'll give it a good lash.
And while there's two of you doing the entire thing, Francie, as you mentioned, I think you are making 11 pit stops. So you are going through 3 different counties, starting in Louth. You come through Monaghan as well. You mentioned Inniskeen, and then finally into Armagh. But you are picking people up the whole way along the way. So hopefully people will join you maybe for a 5K, maybe run a different few across a few different clubs. So you will be picking a few people up. There'll be a crowd of yous, hopefully all at one time.
Yeah, again, I suppose using my role as the operations manager in Louth, I've been able to just tag along a few of the clubs with me and get someone that the run suits to coordinate their area for you. So we can donate online or we can donate offline, and anybody donating offline can contact any one of the 11, if you want to call them team leaders or leg leaders, that are coordinating each of the legs for the individual clubs. So yeah, it's just going to be an opportunity for fresh faces to come along, give us maybe the wee pick up that we need for each leg. And as I said, so myself and Kevin don't get bored listening to each other the whole way to Armagh, So yeah, look, I have to appreciate that these people are giving up their time as well to help me out and to help Kevin out and also to help the 2 charities. But I do think the fact that they're 2 children's cancer charities is going to pull a few strings with people as well. So look at good causes, and whilst the task is mammoth, it's definitely something that can be achieved given our lack of experience in terms of running. So look, we'll do our best, and we hope to get over the line. And even if we don't get over the line by the time the game starts, we'll have to keep running until we get to Armagh regardless. So that's the plan. So we hope and we'll finish it.
And 2 brilliant charities. Francie, tell us how do you donate? Is there a limit on what you can donate, or how do people get involved, or how do they donate?
Yeah, so we will add a donation link hopefully to the comment section of this once it goes live. But you can go through the Just Giving page or my Facebook page, or the clubs involved will also be posting how to donate online. And again, as I say, it is offline as well, so there's quite a lot of cash donations coming in, and if you get them to any one of the coordinators, the club coordinators or the leg coordinators, whatever you want to call them, they can also take it for us, and we'll collect it off them then once the race is finished. So apart from that, it's Just Giving online or cash donations to any one of the 11 people, or myself or Kevin, that are involved in the actual run itself.
Well, I've posted a link as well, so anybody that's listening in that wants to donate, just visit my Facebook, Instagram or Twitter page and go onto the website, and you can donate via the link on those pages. Francie, just before I let you go, I suppose we'd mentioned you're an Armagh man working in Louth GAA. Will you be bringing a half and half jersey with you next Saturday, or who are you supporting?
Yeah, I don't like the half and half jerseys. Look, I'll always be an Armagh man, and obviously my allegiance is, you can never change that now. But it's obvious that both teams, I actually think Division 2's a hell of a lot harder this year than it was last year, and both teams will obviously need to get off to a quick start because you need to pick up points quite early. And as we've seen in the past, it's not easy if you don't get your first win early in the first 2 games. Things can be quite difficult. So both teams will I would imagine, go out to get to maximise the points that they can take. So it'll be difficult for both teams, I would imagine, at the same time because of the long layoff. But look, this is where we want to be. Everybody wants to be back to National League and getting the championship back underway, I suppose. So the split season, although it does allow for club and county to be separated, it just means that the season just continues. It doesn't seem to stop, and I suppose the Cullyhanna boys and anybody else that's been involved in the latter stages of the club championship would say that as well. It just merges into one really now. So there we go. Look, I won't tell you who's going to win because I don't know, But again, I think it's massive for both teams that they both get off to a quick start in each of the league fixtures. Like so.
Well, as usual, we'll be all across it in terms of podcasts, previews, match reports, interviews, and everything that goes along with it. Obviously, with the National League, it's a huge competition and a huge year for Armagh, hopefully. So we'll be looking across to all the games in the coming weeks. And just a big thank you to Capture Athletic, teamwear specialists. They're coming on board once again as our main sponsor of the podcast right throughout the National League. So a big thank you to them for helping us make this possible. Francie, best of luck on Saturday. You'll probably need it, I would say. Hopefully the weather conditions aren't too harsh on you and you get there for 6 o'clock throw-in time. Best of luck with it, Francie, and I'll hopefully see you Saturday night.
Thank you very much, Sean, and best of luck. Your podcast is flying. By fair play to you. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Francie.
Thank you.
McCoy's through, he might go for it, still going, trying to barge his way through, goes to the shot, what a goal! Arriving Rian O'Neill from an almost impossible angle, and that's the rousing score Armagh we're looking for.
Connor Turbot kicks this one in on an absolutely superb